Yo, what's going on, everyone? My manga HAXWARE Paragon has been out for a couple of months now, and I thought what better opportunity than to, just make a quick video giving like a director's cut read through, if you will, of the manga. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today. So without further ado, let's jump straight into doing this read. All right, so here we go. HAXWARE Paragon, Chapter 1. Arc one. The art was done by Alex Hero, very, very talented artist. Shouts to Alex Hero. If you're watching this, much love, man. Thanks for all the help telling this story and fleshing out this world. I did the story, and then this cover for cover A was done by Jocko Sketch. Title of this chapter is The Run That Started It All. And the art you can see on the left there is Swiss wearing his Guardian mask. On the right is Jinza wearing his Guardian mask, holding the rare acoustic HAXWARE in his hand. Swiss is holding a friendly bot that has sound the alarm, and they both have their uniforms ready to do some mischief, and their barrel backpacks to collect on that. And in the background is it's the Fukushi Corp facility. And yeah, let's get into it. Here's some credits. Give a lot of shouts, a lot of love to people. That one just says thank you for reading. And then we get into this first page. So this is what is making out to be a signature staple of the HAXWARE IP. So I have been working on this story for literal like 3, 4, 5 years maybe at this point, and I have like the details pretty fleshed out behind the scenes. And so I'm gonna do my best I can to start off every single chapter or introduction or story, whatever it is, with a date. That's how you know it's canon. If you see a date, you know for sure it's canon. That means I've put a lot of thought into where it fits chronologically on the timeline. But this is the date that this is taking place in the HAXWARE IP. In terms of parsing that, today's not the day, but there's no less date. So we start off page 1, showing you the Fukushi Court facility, the West facility specifically. We can see the building, we can see the company logo. We can see kind of the shrubbery, and the panels below. We see again just a little more focused on some of the details of the facility. And then we go to the next page, and then we see like a opening shot of, looks like some light is peeking around the corner. And then, oh, would you look at that? We see a little friendly bot turning the corner. Little lovable bugger, isn't he? This, sure, I'll spoil it. Whatever. It's not that important. So, the inspiration for this starting opening shot took a lot of inspiration from Christopher Nolan. Specifically The Dark Knight, the first one. I love the way that film opens. I love it so much. It starts with the shot of the city. It kind of establishes the environment, makes the world feel like a character a little bit, and then it immediately cuts the Joker from the back. It doesn't tell you who he is, doesn't tell you what he's doing. Who cares? Let's get into the story. That whole thing unfolds, interesting stuff unfolds. So I took a lot of inspirations from that opening. Where I'm trying to do a little world building at the very beginning, get some questions brewing in your head. Why is this facility here? Why is this being shown? Why is there an empty shot? Why are you starting your, I got a lot of flack actually. People saying that the opening was too slow. Art is art, judge me, when we have a few more chapters out, see what you think. But anyways, move on. And so still with that slow, methodic nature, you can see the friendly bot is slowly, chugging along. Then what's that? All of a sudden we see a hand poking out of the bush, and then the hand throws a rock at the friendly bot. And then we go to the next page, and the friendly bot is a little confused, still looking mighty adorable. And then the friendly bot speaks for the first time. It says, "Hey, what was that?" And so the friendly bot goes over to the bush where he believes the rock was thrown. He starts to scan the bush using his little onboard scanner. And then would you look at that? The friendly bot gets stabbed. And then we do a hard cut to the perspective of another friendly around the corner looking at that friendly getting stabbed. And then it realizes what's going on. So it goes up to that friendly and it sees that there is smoke coming out of it. And then he goes, huh? And then you can see a close-up of exactly what its point of view, what it's looking at. It gets a better perspective, moves around a few times, and then it realizes that that is a stab mark. Uh-oh. Then it sounds the alarm to... I guess we're not at that part yet. It sounds the alarm. So then that is Jinzo's opportunity. That is who's behind the mask. Spoiler alert, is Jinzo. He jumps out of the bush and then he stabs the friendly bot that's screeching, and he says, "Uh-oh is right, you stupid hovering snitch." And then he, after he disables it, he puts his sword back behind his back. There's a little technology in this world where the sword sheath, I don't know that word, it just automatically materializes. So you don't have to tuck it into anything. So you can put it in a very inconvenient spot behind his back because it doesn't really matter. You just have to pull it out. Then we go to the next page, get a nice close-up shot of Jinzo in his guardian mask that he's wearing. And then he takes off his barrel bag, and then he cuts off the tops of the two friendly bots, grabs the two tops, and then puts the tops of the bots into the barrel bag. For reasons we will find out, maybe. And then we go inside the facility on the lower floor, and we can see that there are some bots that are offline. But you can see the screech that just happened a few pages ago are now hitting and communicating with one of the bots. The bot takes in this information. Next thing you know, it wakes up and it sounds its own beep of its own. And that beep then cascades to all the other bots in the facility to alert them that it is time to go on patrol. So now they're all awake. Cut back to Jinzo. He looks like scavenging more parts from the friendly bot that he cut out. Unsure what he's pulling out there. Does it really even matter? And then we get it cut back to the garage door opening on the side of the facility, which I don't know, point this out. This is the whole point of this establishing shot, is because now you have context, like spatially, where that door is, right? The door is literally right there. Spatially, you understand. And then when you take in context of this, right, you see the bot coming around the corner, passing the garage door, and then it's walking this way. I'm helping you build like a spatial mental map on where everything is in location, right? So back to here, we see that the garage door is opening up, and then we see that there's a bunch of grumpies at the door. The grumpies all rush out. Next thing you know, they meet Jinzo, and now Jinzo is face to face with the grumpies. Then we see a knock happen on the garbage can, and out comes another character. The other character, he comes out, crosses his arm, has a little banana on his head, realizes there's a banana on his head, so then he throws it. Then he asks, "Do you always have to cause a scene?" You know, spoiler alert, this is Swiss in this costume. It's in the if you read the actual manga, I'm not spoiling anything. It's very obvious that Swiss is in there if you read the manga. But you can see that, you know, based on his dialogue, there's kind of they have a relationship of some sort. Is the way that they're communicating with each other. And then he replies back, "What, only you can have fun?" And he puts on his backpack and he's like, "Look on the bright side, man. At least now it's all empty inside for you." And then Swiss goes, yeah. Let's just get what we've came for and get out of here before the uniforms show up. So like Swiss he's stretching. He's been in that trash can for a minute. And looks like Jinzo is ready for action. Now we have this nice, sweet little pose of the two comrades standing next to each other, ready for action. Sounds like an actual challenge. Maybe we should stick around. And then Swiss replies, "You're such a hothead." Excuse me. So they have an interesting little friendly dynamic going on here. And we go to the next page and we see that Swiss and Jinzo, they are breaking in their own directions. We see that Swiss jumps onto the roof using HAXWARE. Specifically, it's the Leap HAXWARE. I don't know if you can see it, I added some of the HAXWARE visuals down here. I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do with all that. I'm not sure if this is going to stay, this decision of like showing the HAXWARE on screen is going to stay or not. But uses the Leap HAXWARE to get on to the roof. And then he's on the roof. He looks inside. He looks inside. Wait, I'm sorry. I messed up. I don't know. So I'm going left to right and then down. He looks inside and then he sees the inside is empty and he says, "Empty, perfect." We jump over. He's preparing to jump in. He jumps in, crashes through, lands. And then now he's inside the actual facility, but on the upper floor. Then he rushes in a very specific direction as if he has some sort of intention, or as if he kind of maybe knows the place or something. And now we go to the other page and we see that he is running to the door, and he is putting his hands on the door, and we see Swiss's HAXWARE interface. Interesting. It seems that there are 3 notches that are full. Interesting. Next panel looks like he has activated some powers, and the interface has a lot more notches full. Not sure what that means, but that's interesting. Maybe it'll be answered later in the series. And then we see Swiss squeezing his way through the door, and he, in the next panel, is looking the other way, and then he looks the other way, and then he spots it. Interesting that he, knows where the door is, but he doesn't know what the thing he's looking for is. That's quite interesting. And then he grabs the thing. He says, "Big money, done deal," puts it in his barrel backpack. And then we cut back to Jinzo outside. He's dodging a fireball. And then he stabs a Grumpy, disabling it. But at the same time, another Grumpy fires at him from the other angle. Looks like he catches that fireball. And then he activates some HAXWARE to extinguish that fireball. Threat has been disposed. And so then in the next panel, you see more Jinzo badassery. He's slicing off the top of a Grumpy. Then he uses HAXWARE to blast it right through another Grumpy that explodes and then damages another Grumpy. And then we cut back to Swiss, and he is pressing a button that reads in gate for North Gate. You can see next panel, there's a little click sound where the gate opens, and then we see Swiss leaving the room. And then back to Jinzo. He's still fighting more Grumpies. He's on his way to attack one, but then he gets attacked again by a Grumpy fireball. Then he uses HAXWARE to change the trajectory of the fireball to actually explode the Grumpy that he was going to go fight. And then he's surrounded by a bunch of Grumpies, and he's taking a defensive position. Then we can see that the Grumpies then open up their little attack flaps, whatever they're called, their little head housing. And then Jinzo sheaths back his sword again, preparing to do something. They're having a little Western standoff. They all shoot, and then looks like Jinzo uses his leap HAXWARE to jump high into the air, and he then activates some more HAXWARE, wind HAXWARE, to create a wind stream, and then a bunch of water HAXWARE, which we go to the next panel. The water, by the laws of gravity, drop down through the wind stream, freeze, and turn icicles and land onto the 4 Grumpies. Very stylish. Very, very stylish. Very, very eloquent, if you will. Elegant. I don't know, eloquent, is that a word? Very elegant is what I meant to say. And then we see Swiss coming out of the facility, and he's coming in hot. He does a little screech turn, it looks like, and then he puts his hand out. He tells Jinzo heads up, and then Jinzo realizes that Swiss is behind him, preparing to do something crazy. So he jumps out of the way, and then Swiss does a really powerful wind attack, sending all the bots flying out of the facility boundaries. And then Swiss tells Jinzo, "Let's boogie." Jinzo picks up a bunch of last minute scraps as Swiss is taken off into the background. And then Jinzo joins him out into the background. And then what we have left is just, the mayhem that they've caused, all the damage, and what's left over from their little trip here to this facility. Then we cut to the final 2 pages. It's a couple of guards that work for the Fukushi Corp that's doing monitoring. One, he goes, "Ugh, look." And he points to his colleague, and then he says, "Again, this is what, the 3rd time this month? Why so many randomly all of a sudden?" And then the colleague replies, "The boss said to be on the lookout for increased activity due to that Glot Guys tournament announcement, remember? But I gotta say, those kids have some skill." And then the initial guard's a little confused. He's like, "Whoa, what did you just say?" And then the colleague replies, "What? Come on. Criminal or not, you have to admire a warrior with good HAXWARE discipline. I think we should recruit them. Sorry, the text is a little small from what I'm reading. And then and then he continues. He says, I don't. Oh, wait, am I? I haven't read this in a minute. Is it right order? Let's see. He continues and he says, I don't know, but arresting these people historically hasn't changed anything. So what if we tried a new approach? Oh, that is right. Because then he replies, like, give them a gold star and a high five for theft? Knock it off, Seed. Wrong is wrong, and we are here to do a job. Out of all the hustles, they chose crime. They chose this outcome. And then he goes, now before you file a report, drop a message to the boss. They need to hear this ASAP. And then the colleague goes, all right. And he walks over to the machine, powers up the machine, takes a bite of his ice cream, his apple juice ice cream. And then he says, well, maybe you're right. Hopefully we can finally get some help down here. And then that's Finn for chapter 1. And then we have a little sneak preview in the next chapter. Basically, it's just Swiss and Jinzo talking about the rare acoustic HAXWARE that Jinzo owns. And Swiss believes that it is rare. I think I just spoiled something. And that it has immense power that can be unlocked. That's what Swiss believes. And he wants to win the sparring match that they're about to do so that he can be the owner of it and unlock its secrets. But Jinzo is not going to go down easy, so they have to have a sparring match to figure out who's going to take it. This was a lot longer and harder than I realized, but I hope that you enjoyed this. Quick little rundown, director's cut on chapter 1. If you want to read HAXWARE Paragon, you can purchase a physical on HAXWARE.io or scroll all the way to the bottom. There's a free version that you can also read. I encourage you all to leave reviews. I would love YouTube reviews so I can watch them and have fun doing that. But either way, thank you all for the support. Chapter 2 is on the way. I am very sleepy, so I'm going to go to bed now. Peace out.